Good morning. It is 7 o'clock straight up, time for the morning announcements. I have Freddy here because he's going to help me with something. I want to know quickly before we actually get into the show. I was just telling you guys about it, this really great Huffington Post article. And they were asking how you mildly annoy your pets or kids. And there were some really great answers. One guy says, every time my daughter's annoying me, I always fart in her room when I tuck her in and then I close the door as I walk out. So it's very good. I wanted to show you how I mildly annoy Freddy here. I make him dance a lot. I make him do the hustle. He hates it. Look, he's so over this. He's like, I haven't even had breakfast yet. You're so made. I also love to make Freddy... Oh, no. He's trying to get away. He's not going to do it. And don't worry, he gets plenty of attention after this. I always make him stretch and go flying. He's having a bad time. I'm sorry, this is a bad way to start the day. I love you so much. Go away, I'm working. Anyway, text me. The number is 601-557-CAT1, 601-557-2281. Like I said, this is the morning announcements. I am your host, Nightcat, in the morning. It feels like I'm morning cat sometimes. I don't know why I chose Nightcat so quickly, if this was going to end up being a morning show, but here we are, and I'm so excited to see you. And now Freddie's mad, so he's gonna yell the whole time. Just get ready for that. I also quickly, before we get into the show, have to mention yesterday I was telling you the story about how I think my house is haunted, and I showed all this footage of a quote-unquote ghost. I forgot that when people listen to the podcast, or if they're visually impaired, they don't know that it wasn't a real ghost. They don't know that it was a joke. So I just want to point out to the podcast listeners, every episode of Morning Announcements is posted as a podcast on Nightcat Radio. But I want to let the podcast listeners know, and any of our visually impaired friends, blind friends, know that it was just me in a sheet. It's not a real ghost. My house is not haunted, as far as I know. I mean, there might be. Hey guys, be cool if there's ghosts around here. How does that sound? Okay, I also want to just share with you that we do a live game on this show. It's called the Prize Pond. I've got these fish tanks back here. I have a fishing pole and a fishing net. If you would like to play, again, text just your first name to 601-557-CAT1. 601-557-CAT1 to play. Just for first name, I'm going to call one of you, and you're going to try to win a prize live that I will mail out to you. It's really, really fun, I promise. That's coming up at the end of the show. All right, I think that makes it time to get into some of the news. Let's get into the headlines that people are going to be talking about. And let's start with Instagram. Instagram made a huge boo-boo yesterday. Back in 2019, in case you missed it, they were talking about ways that they wanted to make their app more mental health friendly, I guess. Because they were realizing that people were spending a lot of time on Instagram, and it was starting to, mess with their heads a little bit. Why doesn't anyone like me? Why am I not getting attention the way that everyone else is? I did so much work on this Instagram post. So they decided that they were going to take the like count away. So if you actually look up here, this one, the other one, if you look right here, it'll just say liked by one and others. When it used to say liked by this person who you follow and, 200 or whatever other people. So the plan was 2019 that they were talking about it, but then we never heard anything else. And yesterday, all of a sudden, everyone's likes were gone, and people were furious. So Instagram quickly said, well, actually, we've been testing this for a long time, and we've just been slowly enrolling people. We accidentally enrolled too many people into the test, and now we have to just unenroll them. Don't worry, we're working on it and fixing it. Now, I looked at mine this morning, and they did fix it on mine, so they did actually roll it back. But I have this sneaking suspicion that everyone was just so upset. Instagram actually planned on rolling it out, and everyone got so upset that they were like, yeah, just kidding, April Fool's Day. So Instagram, we're watching you like a hawk. You think you can make a single change without us catching it? I wouldn't count on it, sister. All right, what do we got up next? Oh, this is too cool. We have a new state park coming to Utah. It's out now. It's out near Arches, and it's Great, because it is the location where they found the Utahraptor. The Utahraptor is Utah's largest dinosaur. It's one of the largest dinosaurs here in the States, and it's actually what they modeled the Velociraptors in Jurassic Park off of, because the Utahraptor is so much bigger and scarier and cooler. Well, back in 2001, a scientist found a bone sticking up out of the dirt in what is going to become a state park, and that bone ended up being a new dinosaur called the Utahraptor. And they actually ended up digging into it, and they found a bunch of Utahraptor bones in there, and one plant eater dinosaur bone. So what they think happened is that they were pack hunting down this plant eater, and they all got caught in some quicksand, and they all died right there in that spot. So that area is going to become a state park. The legislature in Utah is considering naming it Utahraptor State Park, which would make us the coolest state park. I mean, what is it like? Of all the state and national parks, what is like Yellowstone? They have hot water. They have lots and lots of hot water and buffaloes. Cool. We have freaking dinosaurs, bud. So, yeah, get on our level, Wyoming. You're always just second best. That's terrible. I shouldn't say that. Yellowstone is actually gorgeous, but I'm really, really excited for this dino park. And the merch alone is just going to be incredible. All right, great news for those of you that are Reese's peanut butter fans. I have always preferred the peanut butter to the chocolate in the Reese's. In fact, I always peel the edges off of the chocolate edges, and then I just eat the little nugget of peanut butter in there. I love the texture. I love the taste. It's delicious. Well, Reese's has my back because they are announcing... Oh, wait, that's not the right one. This one. They're announcing more dinosaurs. They are announcing Reese's Peanut Butter All Peanut Butter Cups. So yes, they will still have that gritty, kind of crunchy peanut butter in the middle, but then the cup will also be made of peanut butter. And I hope it tastes just as good as the peanut butter inside, because now I don't have to waste my time with the chocolate, even though the Reese's chocolate, if you ask me, is better than most chocolate. So look forward to those coming out on store shelves. I couldn't find a release date anywhere when I was looking, but I'm sure it will be very soon. All right, this clown, Joe Exotic. One of my favorite parts of the start of the year. Joe Exotic thought that he was going to get a pardon when Donald Trump was leaving office. He was pardoning a lot of people, and his lawyer had been up there talking to Donald Trump, so Joe was like, I'm pretty sure that I can get a pardon. He was so sure, in fact, he sat in his prison cell while there was a limo with a hair team, a wardrobe team, and his lawyer waiting to take him to get lunch away from the prison. He was waiting for that limo. Well, that limo never took off because Joe is still in prison. Donald Trump did not pardon him, but that does not mean he has given up the fight. He was pretty upset about it, but he has now hired a new lawyer. Now, the lawyer's name is John M. Phillips. And if that sounds kind of familiar, this might be why. He's the same lawyer, if you don't know, who represented Dawn Lewis is Carol Baskin's first husband, who everyone thinks she killed, including me, but I think he deserved it. It was her first husband's ex-wife who hired this guy, and they ran commercials about, if you know anything about the disappearance of Dawn Lewis, call us, during Carol Baskin's season of Dancing with the Stars, which I think is pretty messed up, but also solid move. From an entertainment standpoint, that's pretty good. So John M. Phillips will now be representing this absolute clown, Joe Exotic, I don't know, man. I just feel like you have your work cut out for you. He sounds hopeful. He sounds like he thinks he can get another trial with 12 jurors. So he's not even going to worry about the pardon. He goes, look, he actually called the last lawyer who looked for the pardon a buffoon. He goes, I'm not going to engage in that buffoonery of pardoning. I'm just going to get you a new trial. You know, like a lawyer does. I don't know how Joe is feeling about that because he's not exactly a traditional guy, I would say. But we'll see how that all shakes out. I'll keep you posted because I am just absolutely fascinated by the Carol Baskin, Joe Exotic nonsense. Alrighty, moving on to our final news story. This is crazy. So, two women were working at a restaurant together, and they were working there since 2013. Well, about 2 years ago, Well, and they bonded really quickly because they're both Dominican. They are both adopted. They both have similar tattoos. Like they felt this really strong connection. They've been really tight friends ever since they met at this restaurant where they worked together. Well, one of them 2 years ago said, "I want to find my birth parents. I'm gonna go to the DR. I'm gonna use my adoption paperwork to try to track it down." The other girl had tried to do this, but her adoption paperwork was kind of a mess, and it was hard to track any agencies down or anything to look for answers. Well, the second one found her family and started talking to them, and they had a daughter who they also put up for adoption. And so they did a DNA test, and it turns out the two women are sisters. They were full biological sisters the entire time. They had known each other for like 13 years. Did not know. I think that that is super duper fascinating. And this is the sort of thing that I want 23andMe to start advertising. This is like, you'll find lost siblings. Also, we'll put your DNA in a database. So if any of your relatives are criminals, yeah, we're just going to go right ahead and put them in jail. Thank you for helping us catch them. If they started billing it as catch your murdering relatives, I would use 23andMe. Or find your siblings, I would use 23andMe. But it's always like, how Dutch are you? Who cares? Who cares? I don't know anything about. I don't speak Dutch. I don't know anything about the Dutch. So really beautiful story. We should talk sometime about missed family connections because I've got a few of those. And I think that that is very, very fun. So congratulations to them. Alrighty, Roo. Before we continue though, I would just quickly like to thank our patrons. Patreon, if you don't know, is the way that I am doing this. All of this, the new equipment, working full-time on this while I'm supposed to be looking for a job. I can do it because of my patrons. Patreon is a great service where you can help support your favorite artists, your favorite shows. It's a two membership tier. I've got a $3 membership and a $5 membership. They each have different benefits. You can find it all at patreon.com/nightcatshow. It is really important that we keep this going. I have loved doing this. I know that you've loved watching it. And I just don't see how that's going to happen if I end up needing to take a job in the morning. So, Patreon is going to help keep this afloat for a while. And to thank a few of our patrons, one of the things you get at any level of Patreon support is you get a shout out. So I would like to shout out our friends. Rachel Baker, thank you for being a patron, Rachel. Rachel's been a supporter forever. She's really sweet. Thank you, Rachel. Sierra Natress, thank you, Sierra. We got Charlie Nielsen. I love that name, by the way, Charlie. Thank you, Charlie. Roland Mitchell, my buddy Roland. Here's the thing about Roland. He's hilarious. When we're at parties, he usually will drink, and then he tells you the story of an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark on Nickelodeon that he never forgot. He'll tell you the full... I know everything about that episode. It's a clown who gets his nose stolen. I know everything about that episode because I've heard Roland tell that story so many times. So Roland, thank you for your storytelling and for your financial support. And then Riley Raymond. Riley and I used to work together at Scales and Tails. She's still a wild child with the critters over there. Thank you, Riley, for supporting... You guys are just the best. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And listen, I get that times are really hard. Trust me. I know, times are really hard. And I don't expect you to be able to contribute to the Patreon. I will still work my hardest. I will do everything I can to make sure that you get as much of this content as you can for free. I'm a big believer in that. But I've had a million Patreons that people have asked me to donate to, and I haven't financially been able to do it before. So I totally get it. I don't think any less of you. I really, really appreciate it, actually. So thank you for even considering it. And if you have an extra $3 or $5 a month to spare, head on over to patreon.com/nightcatshow. And quickly, since we're here, let's talk about the merch. We have a new merch store. Again, everything you buy helps support the show, helps improve the quality, helps keep me, in an apartment with power and electricity and all the other things. So if you want to support the show, if you want to show off your pride for being a night kitten, check out nightcatmerch.com. They have all the good stuff over there. All right, let's quickly go through the chat since everyone's here. Let's see what everyone's up to. Good morning, doggone Lindy. Hi, Wyoming. Yeah, Wyoming. Whatever. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, or curses, drop them in the chat. And again, I'm asking you how you mildly annoy your pets or your kids. So text that to 601-557-CAT1. Oh, so Dark Prince says that their mom was very distant Dutch royalty. So I guess if I was going to find out that I was royalty, 23andMe might be a little more, you know, my speed. But if it's just like, oh, you were a peasant, your whole family was peasants, like I suspect they were, not worth it. I get it. Peasants. We're still doing that. We're still peasants. And let's see what else. Catch your murder and relatives. That's exactly right, Mindy. Okay. Let's see what we've got here in listener mail. How do you mildly annoy your pet? Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is, I wish I could play this video, but have your animals gotten out of control during quarantine? This person texted in and said, apparently daring to not give him treats every second of the day is very annoying. And then it's just this cat sitting on this toilet like, well, are you going to do something about it? My pets since quarantine have been out of control. They won't leave me alone. They're always here. Just like, ah! You know that creepy feeling you get when like you're in public and you know someone's watching you? I have that in my own home because someone is always watching me, waiting for me to get them food, waiting for me to drop my food so that they can eat it, waiting for me to not look so that they can go steal food that they're not supposed to be eating. These animals are little emotional terrorists. So that's why, by the way, I don't mind mildly annoying my animals because, you know, they kind of deserve it. Good morning. My name is Megan. Megan, she wants to play Prize Pond. If you don't know, if you text your first name to the text line 601-557-CAT1, I am going to play Prize Pond, and I might call you to win a prize live on the radio. Let's see what else we got. How do I mildly annoy my pet? This is Mindy. My dog absolutely hates his feet getting messed with. So I'm trying to desensitize them. Every day I stick my fingers between his toes and his toe pads. Ugh! Imagine you're taking a nap. Hold on. Imagine you're taking a nap. Peacefully, you maybe caught a sunbeam finally, and someone comes in and they just start putting their fingers between your toe balls. Isn't that disgusting? Just sticking their finger right between your toes. Joke's on you, though. You're gonna get some jam. I hope you have some toes, because you're gonna get some jam out of my toes. But you're right, though. I found out recently, my dog Hoodoo he's a herding dog of some kind. Collie, I don't know, maybe. But, apparently herding dogs, because they need their feet, and they're always in danger of getting stepped on by, like, cows and sheep and stuff, they're very protective of them, so they don't like anyone messing with their feet. I found that out from a groomer when Hoodoo had to get his paw pads shaved, and he had a meltdown about it. So apparently that's just like a totally normal thing. Okay, keep texting those in. How do you mildly annoy your pet? And we'll maybe talk about those a little bit later. But I think that it is time for us to get into the prize pond. Prize Pond, if you don't know yet, is the live game show where you can win prizes right here on Morning aMEOWncements. Behind me, I've got some fish tanks. And in these fish tanks, currently, I've got a fishing pole and I've got a fishing net down here. It's hidden by the microphone, but I promise it's here. I'm going to call one of you who has texted in to the Nightcat talk line, and I'm going to have you play live for a prize. So stick around your phone. I might be calling you right now. Can you imagine? Let's see here. I'm just gonna blind select. There we go. I went to a different day. Oh, okay. Here we go. I might be calling you. I hope you're on the phone. Okay, I am not so sure why the phone is not working, and I don't know why it broke my audio either. I did it exactly the way that I did it yesterday. This sucks. I wish we could play, but I am gonna pick who I picked, and maybe you can text me. So, Katie, it looks like Riley. Riley, I'm gonna text you right now. Would you like the net or the hook? Let's see what she says. In the meantime, I guess I'm just gonna vamp. That's so crazy. I don't know what happened. Suddenly I was on the phone and I couldn't get any information. And now I just feel awkward. Okay, Riley says that she wants the net. So Riley, I'm gonna pop over here. Let's see what you've won. Hopping into the net, you've won yourself a McDonald's Sky Dancer! I don't know if you had Sky Dancers, Riley, but they were a toy that ended up getting banned because they hurt too many people. Basically, you had this like handheld thing, you put a little doll on it, pull the ripcord, and the doll goes spinning and twirling. Now here's the thing, Riley, this is pretty great. The McDonald's ones don't actually run off spinning, but they do twirl and they're very, very cute. So, this is an old toy, it's kind of a little collectible, it's very fun. You can either keep this, or you can switch to the hook. I'm gonna ask you, would you like to keep the doll or switch to the hook? Let's see what Riley says. I promise I had this more fun thing planned out, and I'll figure out the audio at some point. That was very strange. Let's see. I wish I had planned for technical difficulties. I can't believe that I didn't, honestly. Okay, so she doesn't know. Riley has no idea what a Sky Dancer is. I assumed Riley was probably pretty young. So, Sky Dancer is a no-go. She wants to switch. So, let's grab the pole! Let's see what you've won. You've won yourself a sticker that says, "All aboard the Hogwarts Express." It's a bumper sticker. I hope you drive a train, because that would be very convenient if you drove a train, because now it looks like you have won a ticket to the Hogwarts Express. Very, very nice. I will make sure that is in the mail for you, Riley. Thank you so much for playing. We do Prize Pond every morning on Morning Announcements. Apparently, even when we can't get the phone to work, even though I really, really want to talk to you all the time. So I'm going to get that figured out. But thank you, Riley, for playing. I'll text you a little bit later for your information. Oh, she is very happy about this. She loves Harry Potter. Awesome! Well, congratulations. I'll get your bumper sticker in the mail very, very soon. Okay. Well, that's it. That's the end of the show. I can't believe it happened so quickly. Thank you for playing along. Thank you for hanging out. I'm sorry that I couldn't call you. I'm going to try again down the road and see what we can do about fixing that audio. Stick with me. I promise. I know there are some technical difficulties. A couple more things before you go real quick. One, call, text anytime. If you see a link of something you want us to talk about on Nightcat Show, text it to me. If you see news happening, if you have a cute picture of your cats, I don't care, text me, 601-557-CAT1. We do have merch listed and available. Go check that out, nightcatmerch.com. Don't forget to join the Patreon, patreon.com/nightcatshow. It really does help a lot. And don't forget to go look for Nightcat Radio on your favorite podcast directory. The links for everything that you might need Nightcat-wise are in the description of this video /podcast if you're listening to the podcast. If you look down in the description, you're going to see a link tree. Just click on that. It'll take you anywhere that you need to go. Look for a new episode of Nightcap with Nightcat tonight. I've got to film that very quickly all day today, so we'll see how that is, and I'm so just excited to share it with you. Thanks for continuing to support me, follow me around on this crazy experience. I'll see you tomorrow. Here is your 3 minutes of fish.